Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to 40k 8th edition. And welcome to this no man's land, surrounded by ancient ruins dating back all the way to the Horus Heresy in some cases. Appropriate, really, considering today, in this battlefield, we're being joined by my Astra Militarum regiment, my Imperial Guard, the Cadian 404th. And for the first time since the fall of Cadia itself, they are facing off against the arch traitors, the Black Legion themselves. Joining me today on the channel is the infamous Chewie.
Oh.
And his wonderful Black Legion. This is the first time I've played Black Legion pretty much ever, certainly in 8th edition. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Grudge match time basically for the Cadians. I almost brought a different army just because we've had the old Astra Militarum on quite a lot recently, but when I knew it was Black Legion coming, I just thought I can't not do it. It's got to be the Cadians. Vengeance for Cadia. Alright, so let's go take a look at the armies. Alright, here we have, folks, 1750 points of Imperial Guard Cadians. It's actually kind of a disgusting number of models, really, for 1750 points. This is post-chapter approved, folks, so points drops across the board. The short version is 70 guardsmen and 6 big tanks plus some extras, which, you know, this I was just saying to Cheery off camera, this was this would have been like a 2,500 point army probably back in the day at least. But hey, welcome to 8th edition, where everything is discounted. So we'll begin with the tanks. They're kind of the party piece after all. They're led by Commander Hannibal here. He's going to be proxying as Pask today for an extra 40 points, I think it costs. But so it's definitely worth it for the 2+ ballistic skill. There he is, fresh lick of paint on him, with his hunter killer missile, and look, I actually found his sponsons. He's got heavy bolters on him today, which is excellent. Secondary tank commander, who still doesn't have a name yet, but he probably deserves one at this point, with the twin heavy flamers and heavy bolter on the front and the heavy stubber on top. And then we've got a bunch of bog standard Leman Russes. We've got a Leman Rust Exterminator, which I've never used before. It's got the twin auto cannons on the front, which should be interesting, if only because you get to fire them twice. With Leman Rust turret weapons, so that could actually take it from a slightly boring weapon to an interesting one. Regular Leman Rust battle tank with 2 heavy bolts and a flamer. Also, I do point this out every now and again, but I know they're Vanquisher battle cannons on the model, but I always use them as regular battle cannons because they're just better. We're firing high explosive shells, that's what we're doing. We're using Vanquisher cannons, but we're firing high explosives, so they count as regular battle cannons. That's my excuse, that's the way we're playing it. But yeah, regular one here, another regular one there with las cannon, 2 heavy bolters, and another one with a single heavy bolter and no sponsons. The Exterminator doesn't have any sponsons either. I'm trying out Leman Russes without sponsons at the moment, because that seems to be actually the more efficient way to run them in 8th edition, so even though it just sort of looks a bit odd to me, I feel like they look a bit naked without the sponson weapons on for some reason, but hey, we'll give it a go. Meanwhile, we've got 7 infantry squads, including a newly promoted sergeant, because I found I didn't have enough in my box. So, Turban fellow here, he's a new sergeant. They're all equipped with Voxcasters. They've all got a special weapon each. I think there's a few melter guns in there, there's a couple of plasma guns, there's some flamers. Basically just whatever I had in the box. And over here we've got the Space Hobbits, they're back again, the old ratlings. Hopefully they can maybe assassinate some characters or just bring down some nasty stuff with their mortal wounds on wound rolls of 6, which is nice. Good little snipers those. Got the command squad. Couldn't not bring the regimental banner here today, so we've got obviously the banner, a Voxcaster, the medic and a sniper. Probably forget about the medic the entire game as usual, but he's there anyway just to look cool. And at the top here we have the characters that aren't in tanks. We've got Colonel Major Lasky. She's not Colonel yet, bloody hell. Colonel Van Graff, Perkins. We've got Lord Commissar Cromwell, and we've got Bertram, the Orgrim bodyguard. He's back again as always. I had to drop an entire infantry squad to actually bring him today, but I couldn't not bring him because he's Bert, and he has to come along if we're fighting the Black Legion. It just wouldn't be right otherwise. So there you go. That's 1746 points, I think, of Imperial Guard as it turns out in the end. Whole heap of command points. Off the top of my head, let's see. 3 plus 5, 13, 14 command points, I believe. 2 battalions and a spearhead. Relics and Warlord traits. Colonel Van Graff will naturally be the Warlord because he's the Colonel. He'll have the Master of Command trait for an extra order per turn. And relics-wise, I'm paying a command point to have 2. One is the Death Mask of Olanius on Bert, just give him that 4-up invuln. And it'll probably never come into effect, but I always do it anyway, just to make him extra hard. And that sounded all sorts of wrong. Moving swiftly on. Van Graff has got the Lost Relic of Cadia as well, because I was thinking about giving the Sword of Conquest to Lasky, but it just didn't feel right not to bring the Lost Relic of Cadia when fighting the Black Legion. It's just appropriate, you know. So, that's the Warlord trait relics. Obviously we're using Cadian tactics as always because we're Cadians. And that's it, 1746 points. Let's go take a look at the Arch Traitors. Alright folks, here they are, the Black Legion. Ready to wreck some loyalist false emperor face, yeah, exactly. So, did you say we got, is it 2 battalions?
No, we've got a battalion and a spearhead.
Right.
So yeah, we've got, for this spearhead, just start with that first, we've got the Lord, and here then Terminator armour, with a combi melter and parallax. And then we've got 2 Mauler Fiends with the Lasher Tendrils and the 2 Predators.
Tri-Las Preds.
Oh yes.
Very nice. Of course they're Quad-Las Preds nowadays, aren't they? Because the way the guns work now in 8th, but yes. Very good.
For the battalion, we have Dark Apostle, which I've nicked from ideas from Liam from Warhammer and GZTV.
He looks awesome.
He's got a combi melter. And then we've got the Exalted Champion.
Hello.
With the Prince.
So they're a nasty combo, aren't they? So because he gives reroll all hits in close combat, he rerolls all wounds in close combat.
That's right. Yeah. So they are pretty good, and they'll be joined in the Hounds of Abaddon, or call them Berserkers.
Berserkers, yes.
In a Rhino, and then you've got 10-man Chaos Space Marine unit, or with bolters and 2 plasmas, and then 2 lots of 20 cultists. One ranged, one with brutal close combat weapons.
They went up in points in chapter approved, which was a questionable decision by GW in my opinion, but nevertheless, it's nice of you to bring some cultists. I mean, usually people are like, oh, cultists, but actually, in this instance, I quite like fighting cultists with Imperial Guard because it reminds me of Gaunt's Ghosts.
Yes.
So that's pretty cool. And
shielding units, so you know.
Yeah, and we've got some Chaos Marines over here with Mark of Slanesh, is it?
Yes.
Did you say?
Mark of Slanesh.
Excellent. And some Rhinos as well.
Yeah. That's it. Not as much as you.
No, definitely not. Although I have to admit my tanks aren't able to sort of run up the board and eat people quite like these Mauler Fiends can at least. They're kind of scary actually. All right, well, very good. How many command points is that then?
I've got 10. No, 9. Apologies, 9.
9 command points.
Cheating already, look. 9.
So 9 command points. Warlord is the Chaos Lord, I assume.
No, the Warlord's is the Dark Apostle.
Oh, jolly good.
And his Warlord trait will be first amongst traitors. So it's 5 and 6s to explode with attacks.
Ooh, that's good. I don't play Black Legion myself. I've played Word Bearers and I'm working on Death Guard in the background. So I didn't even know that existed. That's pretty cool actually. So very nice. So in addition to re-rolling all failed hit rolls for nearby folks, there'll be Death to the False Emperor-ing on 5+ as well. Yeah. Does that stack with the old Marcus Slanesh fellows over there? If they've got an icon?
Yeah, they haven't got an icon, they're just Slanesh.
Alright, cool. No worries.
So basically anyone within 6 of him will have the first amongst traitors. So we'll be able to hit on 5s as well as 6s.
That's pretty sweet, that is. Alright, beautiful. So, and was it the Black Mace as your relic?
Black Mace is the relic, yes.
Lovely. That's the one that if you kill someone, it kind of...
Additional mortal wound.
Yeah, it spreads and kills other people in the squad, which is pretty nasty. So, alright. In addition to having a pretty good stat line of its own, if I recall. So,
yes.
Right, beautiful, lovely. Let's go to the mission setup and deployment then. And here we are, folks, deployed for the 1750 point battle between the Black Legion and the Imperial Guard. The mission today is Vital Intelligence. It's one of the new Eternal War missions from Chapter Approved, and I've never played it before, so it should be interesting. The way it works is Well, we did the roll-off. Chewie ended up deploying first, then I deployed second, and I will be going second unless I seize the initiative. I don't know if I actually want to, though, because this is an Eternal War mission where we score objectives at the end of the round. And it works the way as follows. We've got 5 objectives, 1 in the middle, and then others out here in the corners, and there's sort of 5 pattern. Tanks out one of them there, but another one down here in these ruins. That's number 5. Got another one over there. And the way this works is basically we roll the dice, and for that turn, whatever the dice roll result is, that is the active objective for that turn. And the active objective, if you control it at the end of the round, it gives you 2 points. Any other objective will give you 1 point. If you roll a 6, all objectives are active objectives. So there's a bit of randomness to it. But it's all about controlling the battlefield, board control, that sort of thing. Something the Guard should be okay at in theory, but problem is my board control in my infantry squads tends to die very, very quickly, so I might end up having to try and control objectives with tanks by the end of the game. That's what usually happens. So, but it's going to be interesting. I haven't done an Eternal War mission in ages, and this is with the new rules as well, so the deployment works differently, so on and so forth. Also, Line Breaker, Slay the Warlord, and First Striker in effect. First Strike being a bit like First Blood, except it's both players can score it in their first turn. And that's about all there is to say, really. I think we should probably crack on with it, other than to say, as a reminder again, as usual, it's narrative rules. We always play with narrative rules on this channel. So, unlimited command point rerolls, etc. in the same turn if you want to. That's on the table. I'm going to try and avoid using command point rerolls if I can. Let the dice just decide things. So, there it is. First turn coming up. I could seize the initiative. I'm not going to, though, because it's an Eternal War mission, and being able to grab objectives at the end of the round could potentially win the game for me, in theory. I might take a pacing in the first turn, but we'll see. It might turn out to be a good idea or a bad idea. So I'm electing to go second. So it's going to be Black Legion turn 1 coming up next. Alright, it's the end of the Black Legion movement phase. They have sallied forth. This rhino up here, containing the Chaos Space Marines, have moved forward to go grab Objective 4 over there. Meanwhile, let's get a better view of this. They're pouring into these ruins here in Objective 5. My ratlings, my hobbits up here are getting a little bit nervous, I imagine, at this point, because that rhino there is full of Khorne Berserkers and a Dark Apostle and an Exalted Champion, which is scary to say the least. So we've got cultists pouring through here as well. Demon Prince and his Mauler Fiends are charging up here too. And the Laz Preds have stayed put, I think, haven't they?
Yes, they have.
Yeah, and the Chaos Lord's there, giving them a nice buff, I imagine. So, that's the movement. We're jumping into the psychic phase now, are we not?
We are.
Excellent. So,
now, I am going to do warp time on himself.
uh-oh.
To jump up there.
Uh-oh.
On a 5. Oh, it's a perils, but he's going to reroll.
Okay. Nice. Command point used.
Oh!
And that's always the way, isn't it?
Yeah,
this is why I don't do command point rerolls myself, or try to avoid it, because this happens.
2 weeks ago.
Okay, right. But he does go off though, so. Hello, hobbitses! Oh, he's up there now, looking down at the hobbits, and yeah, you're doing another command point now for Great Sorcerer.
So it gives me an additional psychic power that I can use this turn, because Demon Prince can only use 1 per turn. So here we go. So it's going to be smiting.
Smiting the hobbits.
Which she doesn't do, so that's fine.
Oh dear, okay. Well, yeah.
Concentrating too much on balancing.
I was about to say, like, they need a wizard to stand up there and be like, "You shall not pass," but apparently they didn't need it. So, okay, nice. That's the entire psychic phase, right?
Yes.
You don't have any sorcerers, so. All right, shooting phase next. Okay, the first shots of the turn come from these cultists, the ones that could see anyway, firing their auto guns across here at this squad of guardsmen here. Long story short, I've got 4 saves to make from the heavy stubber and the auto guns. So 5 ups, black armour. I saved 2 die. Okay, next up, they were saved from the smite, but the ratlings are taking incoming fire from the cults down here at the bottom of the ruins. Auto guns and auto pistol firing up at them. I've got 3 saves to make on my little toughness 2 ratlings here. Now, because they're in cover, and because they're ratlings, they get a +2 to their cover saves instead of a +1, so they've got 4 up saves, basically. So, 2 saved, 1 dead. Goodbye, Mr. Hobbit with the chipped paint job on the hat. I need to put some varnish on him. Okay, next up, big guns are opening fire. This Trilas Pred is firing straight down here at Hannibal, the counts as Commander Pask for the army. Good target to shoot at. He's got a 2+ ballistic skill, so it's a good idea to try and get him out of the way. So 4 las cannons incoming, and here we go. Hitting on 3s.
Rerolling that 1.
For the Chaos Lord.
Yeah, all hit.
All hit. That's not good. That's not good.
3s.
3s to wound.
2.
Okay. 2 wounds. This is AP -3, so 6 up save. I make 1. Corn willed it apparently for some strange reason, and fail 1. So D6 damage.
5.
Oof. Okay, that hurt. Next Trilas Predator is firing down at the other tank commander here, trying to knock out my command structure. It's very unsporting.
Number 1. Oh dear.
Oh dear. Alright, 2 hits. Winning on 3s.
1 wound.
1 wound, 1 6-up save. Fails. D6 damage.
Another 5.
Another 5. Ouch. Okay, that is going to conclude the shooting phase because both the rhinos popped smoke, so they're not going to be shooting this turn. So, we're going straight into the charge phase, and I have a feeling just a wild stab in the dark, but are you charging the ratlings by any chance?
Yes, just a little bit.
Alright, you probably need like a 2-inch charge here, but we'll roll it anyway. There you go. Cool, so Demon Prince is in. Alright, well before they got all chopped up into little bits by that axe, they do have some overwatch at least, so hitting on 6s. 1 hit. Now this is a strength 4, toughness not 8 I imagine, so it'll be winning on 5s and a 6 will be more wind in addition. Nope. Alright, so no damage on overwatch. In he goes. As soon as we make some room for it.
That's it.
There we go, good.
There.
Okay, hitting on 3s.
Rerolling none of those. Death to the False Emperor, there's a 6. Rerolling 1s. Yeah, I'm getting rid of those dice.
Good on you, mate. You're the first person I think I've ever played, including myself in that's actually remembered Death to the False Emperor.
And then 2s.
Okay.
1 wound, -3.
Wow. Okay. Well, no save, so just extra super squishy dead. Let's take away you. Well, that's 1 Hobbit slain in total. That was a bit... Well, I didn't expect that. I thought there'd be lots of dead hobbits, but I guess they're very small and sneaky and managed to dodge out of the way of his axe blows. And also, perhaps he's having trouble balancing up there. I don't know. I'm trying to paper over this with narrative, and I'm not convinced it's working. But regardless, 1 Prattling is dead, in addition to the one that's shot in the shooting phase. So that's the end of Black Legion turn 1, and now. Well, with the exception of the morale phase, so these guys took 2 casualties, so that's... Okay, oh dear. So 6, 7, 8, so they're going to lose 1 additional guy, unless the Commissar is in range. I'm just going to measure that up. Okay, the Commissar is not quite in range. He's just too far away for them to hear him shouting at them, I'm afraid, so an additional guardsman is going to run away, so bye-bye. And as for the ratlings... What did I roll? Oh, no, oh dear. Okay. Alright, the Demon Prince didn't actually kill that many of the little hobbits, but he scared them after death because another 3 have run away. That leaves 3 ratlings left up on the top there. I think their days are well and truly numbered. But that's the Imperial Guard for you, so. Okay, well, that wraps up Black Legion turn 1. Interesting. So we actually score the objectives at the end of the round, not the end of the turn, so we'll add that up later, but you... Yeah, you've grabbed a couple.
Potentially 3.
Potentially 3, yeah, so Okay, and I don't see much way of me actually being able to get them off you either. So, but alright, so we'll go into Imperial Guard turn 1 next, and we'll try and avenge the death of the hobbits. Okay, Guard movement phase is done. Basically, the tanks have all stayed still. The infantry have moved forward to try and give my screen some buffer difference. So that, for example, perhaps berserkers can't go consolidating into my tanks and ruining my day. So that's the idea anyway. So everyone's moved forward about 6 inches. The Commissar has shifted over to this side to try and give a better aura buff from his leadership to these guys, and also summarily execute any of them if needs be. The command squad and Van Graff have jumped off the top of their crate down there. Perkins has moved up with this flank as well. And that's really it as far as the movement is concerned. The Ratlings, they're just staying kind of where they are. I don't really know what to do with them. Otherwise, I guess I could move them down. But it's just 3 Ratlings. I sort of don't care at the moment. I'm just going to leave them there and be annoying. So, that's the movement. I have no psychic phase. Well, I do have a psychic phase. Should we do the psychic phase?
Do the psychic phase.
Psychic phase done. Okay, now on to the shooting phase. Alright, this squad, the ones that could see, opened fire at the cultists with first rank fire, second rank fire being issued by Colonel. Major, I keep calling the Colonel. You're not getting promoted, alright? Major Lasky ordered that. They killed, was it 2 or 3 cultists?
2.
2 cultists with our wonderful flashlights. But also now, the melter gun in the squad is opening fire at that rhino full of berserkers. So, 1 shot, hitting on a 4. No rerolls. It does hit. So strength 8, wounds on a 3. It does wound. AP minus 4, so I don't think you get saved, do you?
Nope.
So it'll be D6 damage. For 5. Lots of 5 damage on D6 weapons today. That's the 3rd time in a row we've had that. These 2 squads, these 2 squads here, doing them at the same time to save time. First rank fire, second rank fire on them both from Colonel Van Graff. And they've killed 4 cultists with their lasguns over there. Now, we've got a plasma gun here, which is going to open fire on that morphine there. And I'm going to overcharge it. These guardsmen, they don't read the safety manuals, you know. So, yeah, so this will hit on a 4+. And he's dead. He's bought it. Oh dear. Goodbye. All right. I told you. They don't pay attention to safety briefings. So, no, I'm not going to reroll for one guardsman. Okay, cool. So that's them done. We'll move on to this squad here, which I don't really think can actually see anything worth shooting at with their las guns, but their plasma gunner, he can also see those morphine, so we'll fire with him again. And yeah, same again. No, dude, no, come on, you can't do this to me. Why? No. All right, fine. So both the plasma gunners gone.
We're doing well with these ones.
We are, aren't we? Okay, I'm just steadily removing my own special weapon team members. Okay, right, let's move on to these guys over here. Okay, after what seems like about a year, we managed to roll all the dice for the lasguns in both these squads at this rhino, and it did in the end take 2 wounds off it, so it was probably worth it. The main thing, though, is the melter gun in this squad, which is firing the rhino. This is the part we're actually interested in. So, hits on a 4, does hit, wounds on a 3, doesn't wound down, no! Command point reroll. No. So, yeah, okay, so that's all of the infantry have now done their shooting. Oh, with the exception of the sniper at the back here. What can the sniper shoot at? Oh, I should take a pot shot at the Demon Prince, why not? Hits on a 3 because the veteran. Yep. And then strength 4, wounds on a 5, I think. Nope, doesn't wound. She hit him, but nothing important. So, that is all of the infantry. Now we're moving on to the tanks, which is the actually important bit. Okay, first up, it's Knight Commander Hannibal opening fire at the cultist with his heavy bolters. He's killed a few. forget how many already, but he literally just killed a few with the heavy bolters. And now the rest of his guns are going into the Tri-Las Predator over there. So that's his battle cannon, las cannon, and hunter killer missile on the top if necessary. The nice thing about hunter killer missiles is you can decide on the fly whether or not you want to use them. So, all right. So to start with, we'll do the las cannon. Hits on a 2, re-rolling 1s because Pask is evil like that. And it hits and wounds on a 3. That's cocked as you like. Nope. And hunter killer hits, strength 8, wounds on a 3 again. I think predators are toughness 7, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So wounds on a 3.
Oh.
Pask, dude, what have they done to your ammunition, mate? You're firing duds. All right, so battle cannon finally, 2d6 shots because he's firing it twice. Because grinding advance. This is more like it. Okay, 11 shots of the battle cannon. Hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s because he's Cadian and he stood still. Brilliant. Okay, that's everything. Now... Now it's wounding on 3s. Alright, 9 wounds, 5 up save.
4.
Save 4 of them. Nice, okay, so that leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No.
5, yeah.
Yep, 5. So that is 5d3 damage. 3, 6, 9, 12.
He's gone.
It's dead. Does it explode?
No.
No. Alright, there's a predator removed.
First strike for you.
That's first strike for me, and yeah, the Knight Commander doing what he does best, basically. Alright, so, on to the other tanks. Should note as well, he's issuing orders, strike and shroud to both of these, so they'll pop smoke and shoot in this turn. Hopefully I remember the smoke part, I don't have any smoke markers yet, so... Okay, and I guess we'll do these guys next. Okay, this tank is up next. The heavy bolters killed another 2 cultists, and now the battle cannon is aiming and firing at the first Mauler Fiend at the front here. 2d6 shots for 6. These will hit on 4s and reroll any 1s. No 1s, so 3 hits. And this is strength 8, Mauler Fiend's toughness 7? Okay, so 3s to wound. All 3 wounded. AP minus 2.
1 gone through.
Alright, 1 goes through, d3 damage. Just 1. Alright, and then we'll move on to tank number 3, the Exterminator, which I've never used before, so this should be fun. Okay, the heavy bolter on the Exterminator opened fire and killed with a couple of cultists. And now the Exterminator autocannon is opening fire. It has 4 shots, but because it's firing twice, because of running advance, we're rolling 8 for it. And yeah, hitting on 4s, we're rolling 1s. Okay, so
Good roll.
that's not bad at all. Alright, and then strength 7, so winning on 4s. Not such a good roll. Okay, so 2 at AP minus 1.
Yeah, takes 2.
And that's 2 damage each, so there's 4 damage down on the Mauler Fiend. Okay, moving over onto the left flank now. This tank commander here, his heavy flamers are out of range, but his heavy stubber and his heavy bolter are going into the Rhino. And his battle cannon is going to be firing at the other Tri-Las Predator over there. So, starting with the heavy bolter against the Rhino. 3 hits. Here's a ballistic skill of 3 being a commander. And
Minus 1 because he's on smoke.
oh yes, of course. The you're right. Okay, drop one, and then that was a 3. Yeah, I forgot. So I need to get some smoke markers in because otherwise I forget. But yes, thank you for reminding me. Yeah, he popped smoke, so that's 2 hits. And wounding on 5s. Oh wow, okay,
That's
2 wounds, minus 1.
Yeah, fine.
Yep, saved. Okay, heavy stubber. I don't expect this to do much, but hey. Okay, 1 hit. Needs a 6 to wound. Well, actually, it needed a 5, but no. Alright, and now the battle cannon at the Tri-Las. So that's 2d6 shots, because firing twice for 7. Okay, hitting on 3s and dropping dice, but also wounding on 3s. Okay, that's 4 at AP minus 2.
Yeah, all go through.
Oh wow, okay. 43. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 10.
Yeah, he's got 1 wound.
Oof. Okay, the furthermost Lehman Russ without sponsons on the left flank there is going to fire his heavy bolter at the Predator to try and chip off the last wound, and the battle cannon at the Rhino. So, heavy bolter against the Predator first. Hitting on 4s. 2, actually you can reroll the 1 because he didn't move. Doesn't matter. 2 hits, wounding on 5s. Wow, 2 wounds, okay. Dice being very kind to me today.
Gone.
He's gone.
He's gone.
He's at it.
Oh, see if he explodes because the Lord is there. No, he doesn't.
Oof, nearly going. Alright, okay. Thank you very much, DZTV Dice. Appreciate it. Alright, so battle cannon now against the Rhino. 2d6 shots for 6. Hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s, couple of 1s there. Okay, 1 hit, very good. And wounds on a 3. Does wound. AP -2. Saved. Rhino is indestructible. Okay. Final Lehman Russ here then. Battle cannon at the Rhino. Heavy bolters, of which it has 2 plus a las cannon. I don't have an awful lot to shoot at actually. I'll just put everything at the Rhino, I suppose. Alright, so. Oh gosh, I'm knocking all the terrain. Alright. 2 sets of heavy bolters, so 6 shots, hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s. 3 hits. Wounding on 5. Okay, wow, 3 wounds. And we make 1 save. Okay, 2 wounds down on the Rhino. I don't know what's going on with my heavy bolters at the minute. I think they're using like some special ammunition they've nicked from someone.
Actually,
There's going to be some like hellfire rounds or something. There's going to be some angry Death Watch or Space Marines turning up after this battle, demanding to know where their ammunition's gone. Okay, so that's the heavy bolters. Las cannon hits on a 4, rerolling 1, so reroll that 1, misses completely, and the battle cannon 4 shots, hits on 4s, rerolling 1s. Oh sweet, okay, that's better. And that is wounding on 3s. 3 wounds, AP -2.
1 gets through.
Okay, 1 goes through. D3 damage for 3.
Still there.
He's still alive.
Oh, he's got 2 left.
And, right, 2 wounds left. And I have, well, I appear to have run out of tanks, I'm afraid. So that's it. That's my shooting phase finally concluded. The Rhino lives. No charges, but we are technically in the fight phase with these little ratlings over here with the Demon Prince. They have 1 attack each, bless them. Hits on a 5+, and none of them hit. Alright, would you like to turn them into mincemeat, sir?
Well, see if we can do better. 2 additional.
Okay.
Yeah, so all hit.
Lovely.
2s.
Wow.
I'm going to re-roll 1.
Really want to
Oh, you're joking me. Alright. Where's he got the Dracula, has he? Alright. 2 wounds.
One of them's got a mithril chain shirt, you see. It's Alright. So that's, you've killed 2? Yeah. Righto. I'll leave the one with the little camo cloak alive, I suppose. Okay. Alright, morale now. These cultists, they didn't take too many casualties, so they're holding firm. These cultists over here, they took a lot of casualties, but Chewie decided to use insane bravery for 2 command points, and they're not going anywhere either. The lone surviving Ratling, on the other hand, I kind of want him to fail this, just so he gets to live.
Run away!
But let's see, he lost 2 this turn, so 2, 4, 5, 6. Yep, he's gone. Leadership 5, so he scampers off and survives this encounter. And yeah. Alright, that's the morale phase done. You finally got rid of the hobbits, mate. Well done.
Well done, Demon Prince. Aren't you amazing?
Clearly earned his points this game, yeah. Alright, okay, so that's it for the guards turn 1. Objectives wise, I think the only one we've got is objective 1.
That's 2.
That is the active objective, so that's worth 2 points.
And you've got first strike, so you get 3.
Yeah.
And I've got 2.
So it's 3-2 to the guard at the end of that round. On to Black Legion, turn 2. Alright, it's Black Legion, turn 2, movement phase, summary time. What's happened is this Rhino has disgorged its, if that's even the right word. It's the Slaanesh Marines have jumped out of it and are over here, right in the face of the Guardsmen. The Rhino itself was moved over there to sit on top of the objective, and it should be noted that objective 4, that one over there, that's the active objective for this turn, so 2 points for that at the end of the round. Meanwhile, this beleaguered group of cultists that are still going have moved in here to grab objective 2, and the Demon Prince has hopped down, his Morphines have run forwards, and over here the cultists have charged forwards, and the Berserkers have hopped out of their Rhino and charged through the ruins. They're about to turn basically my entire right flank into mincemeat, I think. Also at the back, probably important to note actually, the Chaos Lord, who now finds himself somewhat isolated from the rest of the battle, has nevertheless done something quite important in that he's moved over to cap the other objective over here that I can't quite see. There it is, objective 3. So, lots of points for the Black Legion at the end of this round if they can keep hold of these objectives. So, let's go into the psychic phase. Demon Prince is doing warp time again, is he not?
Yes, indeed. Which he does.
It does go off this time.
On sorry, the Mauler Fiend.
Oh, on the Mauler Fiend, okay,
Yes.
cool. That's
Why?
terrifying. Okay, beginning the shooting phase. These Chaos Marines have opened fire with their bolt guns at this squad on the left of infantry, and I have 5 flak armor saves to make, so 5 ups. Oh, okay.
Wow.
We drop 1 guardsman, and there's a very loud helicopter outside. Okay, the Chaos Marines have managed to kill 3 in total with the help of the Rhino Stormbolter. That's with their bolt guns and plasmas and everything. However, after some really good flak armor saves, I've only lost 3, but it's not over yet because Chewie's using endless cacophony on these Slaanesh Marines to make them fire again. So, to try and counter that, I'm using a stratagem the Guard have called Take Cover for 1 command point. And I can add 1 to my saving throws for these guys, so their 5 up flak armor will go up to a 4 up, which might save a few of them, I don't know. So here we go. This is bolt guns hitting on 3s.
That's right.
Not bad at all. And they're wounded on 3s. Okay, 9 4-up saves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dead guardsmen. Right, and after the plasma, that leaves 1 guardsman still alive. It's the melter gun I've chosen to let live for now. He probably will run away on morale though. So, but hey, all right. Now, what are we doing next?
I'm going to shoot my combi melters that both the Exalted Champion and the Apostle have at that one there.
This tank here, right?
Yes.
So there's a -1 to hit on this because it did strike and shroud.
Yep.
Hitting on 3s, right?
Yes. So no.
Okay. All right, no hits. Yeah, because of the -1 from the smoke. All right, so that missed. That's a bit of a sigh of relief. And is that all of the rest of your shooting?
I'm going to do auto pistols into this squad here from them.
Ah, jolly good. Okay, the cultists have fired all their auto pistols through here at this guardsman squad. The flamer fired as well, but he had 1 auto hit that failed to wound, so I like to think he was just enthusiastically firing it into the air or something. But I have 6... Ooh, what was that?
I think keeping himself warm.
Keeping himself warm.
He hasn't got much on.
Right, so yeah, that's 6 5 up. Yeah, there's no AP on these, is there? So 6 5 up flak armor saves. I saved 1. So that is 5 dead guardsmen. And the Stormbolter from the Rhino killed another 2, so there's only 3 guardsmen left. Oh dear.
Okay. Bolt pistol shots into this squad here.
Okay, the Berserkers opened fire with their bolt pistols into this squad, and I've got 6 saves to make from that. They're actually surprisingly good shots, Berserkers. I've saved 2. I've lost 4. Oh dear. Okay, charge phase now. This Maul Fiend over here has charged into these guys. Their Overwatch did nothing. You know, Overwatch with las guns against a Maul Fiend is not generally going to do much after all, so I don't know what I was expecting. This Maul Fiend over here, I'll do the las guns in a second. But first, the Flamer at least. So D6 auto hits for 6 auto hits. Nice. Okay, that's a wound on 5s. And we've got 1 wound. No AP at all.
Right.
Saves. Now I'll do the lasguns.
Ooh, 3.
Okay, it's a 3-inch charge. The lasguns unsurprisingly didn't scratch him either. And yeah, that'll get you in. Gosh, there you go. Om nom nom. Now the berserkers who are multi-charging, right?
Yes. So they're going to go into this squad as well as this squad.
Right, cool. So I will... Well, do you want to see if you get in it in the first place?
Yes.
Yeah, do a few laps around them. And now I'll do the Overwatch. Okay, after the Overwatch, between the Melter Gun and the Flamer, 3 berserkers have been killed. They did quite well, actually. The Flamer got 6 auto hits. And the Melter Gun actually hit its target and vaporised another one, so... Not bad. We're all going to die now anyway, though, so it's okay.
I like to think so.
All right. They definitely made the charge, so let's get them piled in. Okay, meanwhile, here over on the left flank, the Slanesh Chaos Marines have charged into this squad, losing 3 Chaos Marines on the way into the heavy... well, not heavy flame, but the regular Flamer. On Overwatch there, my Flamers are doing some serious work today, apparently. But these Guardsmen's days may be numbered, nevertheless. Decided not to charge the lone Melter Gun dude, primarily because morale will probably finish him off, and also because the other Melter Gun was actually, well, quite scary on Overwatch as it turned out. So that's the end of the charge phase. Into the fight phase now. Where would you like to start?
I'm going to start with Berserkers.
Okay.
2, 3.
Okay, Berserkers attacking. Now I should note as well, Bert heroically intervened around here. To fight the Berserkers as well, though they can't target him this turn.
So, hitting on 3s, re-rolling everything.
Okay, after the rerolls and Death to the False Emperors, we have this many wounds. Well, this many
Re-rolling
wound
the wounds.
rolls.
Yeah.
And we're re-rolling these as well because of the Exalted Champion, yeah?
Yeah. Better.
And unsurprisingly, all of the Guardsmen are dead. And the Berserkers will actually... Well, I don't think they will get the fight again this turn because they didn't charge anything else, but still kind of scary. Alright, so next up.
Maulfiend here on the left, or your right.
Yes.
Just checking something. Hitting on 4s.
This Maulfiend into these Guardsmen, Lasher Tendrils, hitting on 4s and...
Rerolling that 1, so...
Yeah.
Wounding on 2, strength 6. -2 AP.
Okay, so that's basically 5 dead Guardsmen.
I'm going 4s, rerolling misses.
This is the fists.
2s again. Another 2 dead.
Ah, so yeah, 7 dead Guardsmen in total. Lovely. I think that might be the squad. Indeed, that is the entire squad wiped. Now moving on to the second Maulfiend. Same again, Lasher Tendrils.
But not in reroll range.
Nope, not close enough to the Dark Apostle.
2s. 2 dead.
2 dead Guardsmen and then the fists.
2s again. Another 2 dead.
Another 2 dead Guardsmen, alright. Alright, these Slanesh Chaos Marines have come piling into these Guardsmen on the left flank, punching and kicking and stabbing and all the rest of it. In total I have 3 saves to make, one at 6 plus because of the... Actually, one that just died immediately because it was a power sword that killed him. So actually I have 2 saves to make. I thought it was -1 for some reason. And yeah, then 2 5-up flak armor saves. One I make, 1 fails. So 1 dead Guardsman. And that's all of your units that have fought this turn. So now I need to fight back with what I've got left. Okay, chaps, it's time to fix bayonets and give them what for. They don't like it up 'em. It's going to start with Bert here, who heroically intervened into the Berserkers. He gets 4 attacks. Would be 5 if he charged, but Avalanche of Muscle unfortunately doesn't count if you heroically intervene, only if you charge, which is a little bit annoying, but hey. So 4 attacks with his Bulgrin Maul, hitting on 3s. Oh no. It's really tempted to use command points at this juncture since I've only used 1 this entire game. Yeah, I'm doing it. Hey, there we go. 4 hits. And, ooh, let's see. Strength 7, wounding on 3s. 4 wounds, AP -1.
1 goes down.
Ah, we killed a Berserker. Well done, Bert. Okay, Commissar next. This Mortal Fiend piled into him, so the Commissar does get a chance to fight. He gets 3 attacks, hitting on 2s with his Power Sword. And he rolled a 1. Well done. 2 hits, wounds on 6s. Nothing. So he didn't even dent the Mortal Fiend. And then we're moving over to this squad, who are actually going to literally fix bayonets and try and stab that thing. Okay, this squad unfortunately did fail to scratch the Mortal Fiend with their bayonets, even after hitting with every single attack. We just couldn't make the wounds though. So moving over to this squad over here with the Sergeant and everyone else, it's 10 attacks, hitting on 4s. And now wounding on 5s. We've got 3 wounds, sir.
2 down.
We killed 2 Chaos Marines with bayonets. Well done, lads. Well, morale phase summary. Yeah, the Sergeant is the only guy left in this squad. The others ran away. Cowards! They were too far away for the Commissar to intervene in any way whatsoever, unfortunately. Actually, tell you what, they possibly could have been in range of the banner, but they rolled a 6 on their morale anyway, so they probably wouldn't have made a difference. This squad held, though. God bless them. They killed a few Chaos Marines with bayonets, and now they're not running away, so they're awesome in my opinion. And I've spent 2 command points on Insane Bravery to keep the Melter Man with the beret there in the game. I like the idea of annoying little Melter Man being able to run around there and maybe kill that Rhino or something in my turn. So I'm keeping him alive for 2 command points. And that is the end of Black Legion turn 2. That was absolutely brutal for the Guard. Basically the entire right flank has no screen left. All of the Guardsmen are dead. There's a huge pile of bodies. And basically all we've got left is a Commissar, a Sergeant, Bert, and Major Lasky, and that's it, aside from the tank. So, not good at all. I thought I'd brought more than enough Guardsmen with about 70 of them, but it turns out no. I could have done with another 30 or so, but hey, that's Guard for you. Alright, that's the end of Black Legion turn 2. Over onto Imperial Guard turn 2. Let's see if I can try and turn this around. Alright, this is what things look like after Guard turn 2 movement phase. Bert has fallen back out of combat and yelled at the Commissar and at Lasky to get behind me! So they've backed into this corner here next to the tank, and Bert is the only thing standing between them and some angry berserkers and cultists and a dark apostle and everything, basically. Yes, so they're out of combat, mostly so that I can shoot stuff. In the meantime, over here, this Sergeant has fallen back. Dogs are barking outside, and this squad has fallen back as well. They'll still get to shoot though, because Perkins is going to order them to get back in the fight. So, oh, and our lone potential hero, Melter Man, has run around the corner of that building and is going to attempt to shoot that Rhino in the face with a melter gun. That's the plan. Strategy has gone out of the window a little bit here, because it's basically what's happened is what often happens to Imperial Guard is you mean to go forward and take objectives, but what actually happens is people get in your face and kill you, and then suddenly you're fighting a wave defense. So that's exactly what's happening. All the tanks obviously have stayed put. I would very much like to take advantage of their rerolls and not have any negative to hit modifiers on their other guns as well, because I really need to kill an awful lot of stuff this turn if I want to be able to get up there and score some points. And it's worth pointing out, this mission does use the acceptable losses rule, so if I do table the Black Legion just with sheer firepower, that doesn't guarantee me a victory at all. So that's the plan. Psychic phase done. Shooting phase coming up next. Okay, so Perkins opened fire with his shotgun. Didn't do anything. Got a hit and got a wound, but their armor saved it, unsurprisingly. And now the rest of the squad is opening fire. We started with the flamer. It got 6 auto hits again. I'm not making this up, honestly. So yeah, wounding on 4s. 1 wound though.
Oh, takes 1.
Oh, so we killed another one with the flamer. He's getting a promotion for sure, that guy. He's killed like 4 Chaos Marines now, that guy. That's ridiculous. Alright, so, and now the rest of the squad with their las guns and mass pistols. Okay, the rest of the squad opened fire with their flashlights and not a single wound was caused. Go figure. Rinse and repeat with this squad, I think. Okay, this squad now opening fire against the Chaos Marines. First rank fire, second rank fire. With about as many dice as I can actually physically hold. Hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s because they stayed still. Okay, after the rerolls, that's that many wounds on 5s. 5 saves made. 2 more Slanesh Chaos Marines are dead from the volley of bolter fire. I wish. Lasgun fire. Okay, that's the infantry, such as they are, pretty much done. Oh, with the exception of the command squad. I guess I'll fire my sniper rifle at the Chaos Marines as well. Hit. Wounds on a 4+. That was completely and utterly cocked. Yeah, wounds and a mortal wound in addition, but it doesn't matter because, yeah, dead. Alright, cool. So, yes, 1 Slanesh Chaos Marine remaining over on that side. Now it's big guns time.
Did you want to use your melter on the tank over there?
Oh yeah, that's true. Well, I was kind of thinking of him in my head like a tank, because he's sort of... Alright, let's see. Hero melter gun. Let's do it. I will probably waste a command point on this if he doesn't hit, I've got to be honest. I really want him to hit. Yeah, okay. Here you go, dude. Hitting on a 4+.
Nice.
He hits with a 6. What a champion. Alright, now wounding on a 4+. Yes, dude. Alright, so this will be 2d6, pick the highest for damage, I think, at that range.
Yep.
So... Oh dear.
It's gone.
Of course, yeah, it's only on 2 wounds
Does
left.
it explode?
That's
Oh,
it.
that's a shame.
I could have taken him with him. Alright. Well done, Melter Dude. Tier medals for him. Medals plural, emphasis on that, I think. Well done. Just saved the left flank there. Single-handedly. So, right, okay. Moving down in this direction, I think, now. These mortal fiends need to be dealt with. Alright, this tank commander here in the middle, he's going to be firing his heavy flamers at the remaining Slanesh Chaos Marine, and everything else is going to that mortal fiend. Actually, I tell you what, I'll throw the stubber at the Chaos Marine as well, just in case he somehow survives this. So, 2d6 auto hits with the heavy flamers, which are finally in range to do something, so that's 6. Strength 5, toughness 4, wounding on 3s. Okay, you've got 5 at -1. He's gone. Alright. Melted into a puddle of slag. And now we've got the heavy bolter and the battle cannon at this closest mortal fiend. So, heavy bolter first. 3 hits, hitting on 3s because he is a tank commander. And wounding on 5s. 1 wound.
Yeah, takes a wound.
Okay. And then the battle cannon, which is firing twice, so 2d6 shots for 7. Okay, hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s. There we go.
Rolling like me now.
Alright, 3 hits and wounding on 3s. 2 wounds, -2.
Yeah, both go in.
2d3 damage for 3. So 4 wounds stripped off that mortal fiend with the tank commander. Better move on to the next tank, I suppose. So we'll do this one. Start with his las cannon. Hits on a 4, it does. Wounds on a 3, it does.
5 up.
Demon save, no. D6 damage. Which one did I roll there?
You rolled the 6.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, so you've got 10 there.
Okay, both the heavy bolters now. 4s rerolling 1s. Reroll that 1. Okay. So that is 5. Come on, there we go. 5 hits, wounding on 5s. We got 1 wound.
Fine.
It's fine. Now the battle cannon, again firing twice, 2d6 shots for 6. Hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s. Reroll those for 2 1s. 2 hits, wounding on 3s. 2 wounds.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's done. He's had it. Does he
Nope.
go mad / explode? No. Okay, right. 2 tanks fired, 1 Mauler Fiend gotten rid of. That's not too bad. Right, I think final tank at the end there, without sponsons, is going to fire at this wounded one here. Right, Heavy Bolter on the front first at the Mauler Fiend. 4's rerolling 1s, 2 hits, 5's to wound, 1 wound.
Yeah, goes through.
Alright, one wound down. And now the battle cannon, again firing twice for another 7 shots, bang on the average. 7 shots hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s. Okay. 3 hits, wounding on 3s. 3 wounds, -2. Bossed it anyway. Very good. Alright. So moving on to these 3 tanks now. Okay, it's Hannibal / Pask up next. He's going to be firing his las cannon and battle cannon at this Mauler Fiend. His heavy bolters are going into these berserkers over here. So, bolters first, hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s because Pask. Oh dear. Alright, never mind. And wounding on 3s. 3 wounds, 4 up saves.
2 gone.
2 berserkers dead. Okay, las cannon next. It hits. Does it wound on a 3+? It does.
Fine.
5 up demon save is passed. And now the battle cannon. 2d6 shots, firing twice because grounding advance. 10. Alright. 10 shots hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s because Pask is a dirty bugger. Ah, good thing we're rerolling those 1s, eh? Right. Okay, so 9 go through. And this will be wounding on 3s with no rerolls at all. Alright, that was extremely good. That's 8 at -2. Ooh, okay.
So yeah, 4 get through.
4 go through. So that is 43. 2, 4, 5, 6.
6, he's down to 2.
Still alive. Keep shooting it! Fire all the guns! Okay, this tank now, firing his heavy bolters at these berserkers. Want to try and finish them off. Battle cannon and heavy flamer at the Mauler Fiend. We'll start with the heavy bolters. Hitting on 4s. Oh dear, one hit, good. Wounding on 3s. It does wound though. 4 up save.
Fine.
Fine, passed. And now the heavy flamer, d6 auto hits for 1. Wounds on a 5. Doesn't wound. And yeah, now the battle cannon. 2d6 shots. Oh, this tank is whiffing right now. Okay, 4 shots.
Slightly panicked.
Yeah, basically, he's got a Mauler Fiend right in front of him. I'd probably do the same. Right, hitting on 4s. Okay, 3 hits. Wounding on 3s. 2 wounds.
1 goes through.
1 goes through. D3 damage for 3.
Gone.
He's gone.
Doesn't explode.
He does not explode. That headache is removed. That leaves us with the final Leman Russ Exterminator, with just its heavy bolter and its twin auto cannons that are really stubborn and don't want to move. There we go. Okay, it's the last tank. It's the last thing to fire, and it's getting a little bit desperate. So what's happening is the Exterminator autocannon is going to fire all 8 of its shots into these 2 berserkers to ensure that they hopefully die, and its heavy bolter is going to go into those cultists at the back there. So bolters first. 3 hits, a good start, and 2 wounds. Well, that's -1, so t-shirt saves. Actually, no, to be fair, inside there they're in cover, so it's, yeah.
Yeah, it's 2 gone.
2 cultists gone, and then the auto cannon. Alright, let's turn these berserkers to dust. So, 8 shots, hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s. Okay, it's a good thing he didn't move last turn. What was that? Okay, yeah. Forwards. That's better. That's much better. Okay, so this is strength 7, so it'll wound on 3s. Alright, cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at -1. And they've had it. Goodbye. Okay, that's what things look like at the end of the Guard's turn 2. Mostly tanks and a few smattering of infantry left on the table, but we did accomplish a few crucial things. Mostly, we eliminated the big nasty Mauler Fiends, which were terrifying, and got rid of the remaining Berserkers, which was also a bit of a concern if I wanted my characters to live at least, and have them not tie up a bunch of tanks. Could very well still happen, to be fair, but hey. In the meantime, what I did manage to do, crucially, was take down the Rhino that would have got Objective 4, which is the active objective. As it is, that didn't happen, but Chewie still has got the middle one, and this one, and at the back as well. I've only got the one objective over here underneath my tank. So the score now sits at
5-3.
5-3.
5-4.
5-4, right. 5-4 to the Black Legion. They're in the lead, folks. They're in the lead. And as I said, acceptable losses is a thing now. Even if I kill them all, I could still lose. So I need to get out there and start grabbing objectives, basically. So that'll have to wait till my turn 2, though, because next up, it's Black Legion. Turn 3. I don't know why I said turn 2. Turn 3. Coming up next. Alright, it's Black Legion turn 3 movement phase. The active objective for this round, by the way, is the one in the middle here. Was that objective?
Number 2.
Number 2, right, there we go. It's the one in the middle, basically, which is very good news for Chewie. And elsewhere, cultists have poured out of the ruins, shrieking and screaming, and the Dark Apostle and the Exalted Champion have headed over in this direction towards Bert, my tanks, and my 2 characters down here. I mean, Bert's a character too, but different sort of character, if you know what I mean. Meanwhile, up here, the Demon Prince is charged in this direction. I think he's going to be trying to slam that big axe of his into some tanks, potentially. And that's kind of it, really. The cultists have moved out of sight entirely. This Rhino is still capping this objective. Chaos Lord at the back over there, he's still grabbing his.
Objective.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Emphasis on objective. Anyway, he's not got Mark of Slaanesh, has he? No. Good. Okay. Right.
It's corn, actually.
Good. Right. So, right. That's it. Psychic phase.
Yes. I'm going to do walk time on the Prince.
Right.
I'm just debating where to go. Because yes, I need to go. Oh, it'd be towards the tanks. I just want to make sure I'm in.
Sure you don't want to kill these guardsmen? These lovely little guardsmen
I'm
over
actually
here?
tempted to go for the command squad.
Oh. That wouldn't be very sporting.
Because it's a point, but then I've still got to deal with that Dakar. So yes, it will be towards the tanks.
Okay.
Gets
So-
it on a 9. So.
On a 9, beautiful.
Caca! That's it. Right. Okay. And I'll do 1 command point for Great Sorcerer, see if we can do Smite
Oh, crumbs.
on, well, it's closest tank is Pask.
Yeah, go
Hannibal.
for Pask, I'd say.
9, so it's in. D3.
Only 1.
Yeah,
Right.
that's right.
Just going to say I'm glad that wasn't a super smite, but alright, he's down at 6 wounds now, which brings him down a bracket, although because he's Pask, I mean, he's still hitting on blooming 3s, so. But, nevertheless, that's another dent in him from the smiting. Now what?
Lots of water pistol shots and flamers into Bert.
Okay, get ready, Bert, with the slab shield. You're going to need it, mate. Okay, about 15 auto pistols and a flamer opened up on Bert here. He's got 6 2+ saves to make with his slab shield, so. Yes, he bosses it. It's going to take more than that to bring down the Bullgrin, I'm afraid. The Dark Apostle's firing his combi melter at the Exterminator.
Yeah. Hits.
Right.
Wounds. And will be 2d6, pick the highest.
Yeah, I don't get a save, so.
That'll be 6.
Ouch. Okay, the Exalted Champion also has a combi melter, shooting it at the tank again.
Hits. I'm going to re-roll.
Okay.
Last one. Yeah.
No, doesn't wound. The tank lives for now, although it is degraded. So, right. Does the Chaos, does the Demon Prince have like a Warp Bolter?
No.
Okay.
Storm Bolter.
Ah yes, the Rhino.
1 hit. 1 wound.
Got your lovely pink measuring tape in shot there.
My wives.
Okay, 1 wound on Bert. He does pass it. Alright, so charge phase now, as follows. These two are charging into these two. The cultists are going to try and overwhelm Bert with strength of numbers. He does have a frag bomb, which he can overwatch with, so D6 for 2. And hit on 6s, no, nothing. The, yeah. To make a charge, yes, very easily. And that's how things look for Bert after that charge is completed. Next, it's the Dark Apostle into these guys.
Champion first.
Champion first, right. So Overwatch, 1 bolt pistol from the Commissar. Nope. And the last pistol from Lasky. Nope. In. He's locked up both of them now. And then the Dark Apostle. 4 inches. That should do it, I reckon. Yeah.
He's awesome.
Okay, Demon Prince next. He's declaring a charge against both of these tanks, so I'm going to overwatch him with everything I've got. First up is 12 heavy bolt shots from both the tanks. And we got 2 hits. Wounding on 5s. No wounds. We've got a heavy flamer. D6 auto hits for 3. Also wounding on 5s. No wounds. A las cannon. Nope. And yeah, now the battle cannons. Okay, and D6 shots from each battle cannon as well. Grinding advantage does not apply in Overwatch, so not 4d6, just 2. For 6. Hitting on 6s. Aha! 3 hits. Okay, strength 8. So wounding on 3s. All 3 wound. AP minus 2. 5 up demon save. Passed by none of them. 3d3. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage. Oh dear. Alright. Bit off slightly more than you could chew there, I think. Demon Prince is gone. Much to the relief of that tank crew in particular, I think. If they panicked enough last time with the border feed to their face, and suddenly they're getting charged by a Demon Prince as well. They're the inside of that tank must be quite smelly by now, I reckon. So, right, fight phase then. All right, first up in the fight phase, the Dark Apostle is going to mash that Commissar into bits with his black mace.
Rerolling these ones.
Indeed.
You've got 2.
Yeah.
And then there's an additional because of the 5.
5 up Death the False Emperor. Thanks to your wonderful warlord traits.
Yes.
So
He strength 7. So 2s. Rerolling the wound. 1 because of Apostle. Minus 2 damage.
oh boy. Alright, need to check if a Lord Commissar has an invuln save. Alright, the Lord Commissar does have a refractor field, so he's got a 5+ invuln. Good luck, mate. Passes 2, fails 2.
That's 2 damage.
That's 4 in total. I think he may be dead. Yeah, he only had 4 wounds. Cromwell bit the dust. Oh noes. Alright, now it's Exalted Champion against Lasky, right?
Yep.
Oh boy.
4 attacks. All hit. Plus 2 additional.
Okay.
Yep.
Death to the False Emperor taking effect there quite nicely.
And he is. What am I looking at? He's got a power sword, so it's a power axe.
Wounded on 3s then. Okay.
Rerolling 1, these 2.
Yep.
Because of him.
Alright. 5 saved. She also has a refractor field, which she gets quite lucky with. 2 do go through. Okay, Bert has been hammered away at, stabbed at, probably harsh language thrown at, by these cultists, and he has 17 2+ saves to make. Let's see how lucky he is. Okay, we've taken a few. Let's see. Takes 3 wounds and leaves him with 3 left. He has 6 in total to start with. And next turn, I'm probably going to use the Death Mask of Alanius Pius to heal him D3 wounds as well. Keep him going, hopefully. So, that's the end of all the chaos fighting. Now I get to retaliate. So, I'll start with Bert, I think. 4 attacks against the cultists. Hitting on 3s. Everything hits. Wounding on 2s, because he's strength 7 with that maul of his. Not that he bloody needed it for that. So yeah, that is 4 cultists straight up removed because it's -1 AP. And then last guy over here, I think... Does the Exalted Champion have an inbound save?
No.
No, good. Alright, well, she's going to fight him then. Alright, she's got 3 attacks. She's going for this Exalted Champion here. Best of luck, Lasky. I'll burn command points for you if I need to. I'd like her to survive this somehow. Unlikely, but it'd be nice. So, hitting on 3s. Just had to check the book. 3s, yep. Nice. And now, strength 3, toughness 4, winning on 5s. Come on. Ooh! Command point. No. Alright. So that's -3 each. So,
Yeah.
takes 2 wounds.
Yeah.
Certainly haven't killed him, but that felt good.
You've just made him angry.
No, I've just made him exactly. Not wise, but okay, we're still alive. Yeah, that's all of my melee combat out of the way. So let's see, morale. The cultists, do they have morale? They do.
3.
3.
Yeah. Fine. Yeah, it's fine.
They're fine.
Yeah.
And I think that's it. Everything else was killed outright or didn't have to take morale like these tanks. Okay, so Imperial Guard, turn 3. Let's go. Alright, first things first. Bert here, he's going to use his Death Mask of Alanius I gave him to heal D3 wounds. He can do this once per battle at the start of the turn. He heals 3. He's back up to full health. Not bad, Bert. Not bad. Right, movement now. Right, it's the end of Guard turn 3 movement phase and the beginning of the shooting phase. Oh, an awful lot of stuff's happened actually. That took quite a while. So, as you can see, the tanks have moved around. Pask has moved forward. The Exterminator's moved forward. This one has stayed put because I'd like to get some rerolls on it. Meanwhile, Lasky's fallen back out of combat in between the tanks. The command squad has rushed over, moved and advanced, and I had to burn a command point to get the advance roll I needed there so that the medic could get over here and heal a wound on her. Bert, meanwhile, has fallen back to place himself between the tanks and Lasky and everything else. Back on full health again now. And Van Graff shuffled along behind his command squad. Over here, this guard squad moved and advanced. This guard squad has moved and advanced, and then I gave them the move order, so they moved and advanced again, which has brought them up here. Meanwhile, at this end, this Lehman Rush battle tank has moved up and advanced, and this tank commander over here, he moved and advanced and then did full throttle. So he's moved and advanced again at the start of the shooting phase to get into that position over there, hopefully so he can maybe deal with that Chaos Lord and take an objective or something. Basically, I'm using all of that late game maneuverability that the Guard get through their orders system to try and grab some objectives here as we head into the final turns of the game. Also, this Lehman Rush stayed still because he's actually sat on an objective right now. And our merry Melter Man over there and his little beret has run over and grabbed that objective. So yeah, the plan now basically is to keep running around trying to take objectives that I've been ignoring for the entire game pretty much, and also use the units I can still shoot with on this turn to try and deal with this. I'm less concerned about the cultists, I must admit, more concerned about these two. Luckily for me, they are the closest thing to shoot at for both of these tanks here, so might be able to get rid of them. That's the plan anyway. So let's see what happens. Alright, first up in the actual shooting department will be the Exterminator. Now, he's moved more than half his movement range, so he won't get grounding advance, so he's not firing his turret weapon twice. Additionally, because he moved and he's degraded, his heavy bolter will be hitting on 6s, and his Exterminator autocannon will be hitting on 5s. So, the turret weapons don't take the -1 to hit for moving, you see, so... Yeah, also, in addition to that, I finally remembered that Colonel Van Graff has the Relic of Lost Cadia, which he now is going to proceed to unveil. Probably, I don't know, pulls out an old war banner or something from Cadia and screams, "Vengeance for Cadia!" Or something like that.
Probably a bit of ooze in some Tupperware as well.
Yeah. I have the sacred Tupperware of Cadia, brothers, fight on! But regardless, basically because we're shooting at a Chaos unit, everything within 12 that can shoot, which is basically just going to be these 2 tanks, we'll get to reroll all failed hit and wound rolls this turn. So that's pretty sweet. So 4 shots, hitting on 5s, and rerolling all failed hits. So these 2. Alright, cool. 3 hits. And now wounding, strength 7 on the Dark Apostle, so wounding on 3s. Roll that 1. 3 wounds, -1. Okay, 1 goes through, that's 2 damage down. The Heavy Bolter, this will hit on 6s, and I can't reroll a 5s. Okay, didn't roll any 5s. Okay, 1 hit. Wound on a 3, it does wound.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Sorry.
Alright, so he survives that. Next battle tank then, basically. It's got a heavy flamer, 2 heavy bolters, and the battle cannon. Let's do the heavy bolters first. Again at the Dark Apostle, I think. So that is... he didn't move, so he's still hitting on 4s because he hasn't taken any damage yet. So reroll these misses. And that gives us 5 hits. Wounding on 3s. Reroll that 1. Okay, 4 at -1. He takes another wound. And that leaves him with 1 left. Okay, heavy flamer now. D6 auto hits. For 6, my flamers are, pardon the pun, on fire today. He's going to throw me out the window in a minute for making that joke, but...
It's double glazed, you won't get through.
Worth it! I regret nothing! Okay, wounding on 3s. Rerolling. Alright, yeah, you got 6 at -1.
Come on, all you fools. Yeah, he's gone.
He's gone.
That's your warlord.
And that is Slay the Warlord as well, actually. I didn't even think of that. I like to pretend that I went for him first because of Slay the Warlord, but the truth is I'd completely forgotten that was an objective in this scenario. Okay, and the rest of the shots were declared on him as well, so that's all wasted, including the big battle cannon, which is a little bit of a shame. But hey, that's all of me guns that can actually shoot this turn. Technically, this sergeant over here with his last pistol would be able to shoot those cultists with his pistol. I tell you what, Van Graff will issue him the order to forwards for the Emperor. They moved in advance, but they can still fire if you do that order. So he will fire his 1 las pistol at his cultist. He hits. Wounds on a 4. Doesn't wound. Although the Lost Relic of Cadia is in effect, so we can reroll that.
Tupperware.
Yeah. And he gets a wound. And he kills it. He kills a cultist.
Let's get him out of the way so no one else can see.
Alright, beautiful. So, actually, I've just realised something. Pask actually could see the cultists, and now you've removed the one that he could see, so now he can't shoot the cultists. That was phenomenally stupid of me, but I will let it stand. Got learned somehow. Right, let me see if Pask can actually see those cultists. Alright, so after some measuring up, Pask here is equidistant pretty much with the champion and the cultists of the ruins over there, which means I get to choose, so I'm choosing the Exalted Champion. Now, we had a somewhat humorous discussion about how exactly Pask is going to shoot, so for example, his las cannon at the front there at this Exalted Champion. I suggested that he might be able to bounce a shot off the statue and down that way, because he's Pask and he's really good at that, but I've decided, in the interest of not being completely silly, and I know that I can technically shoot him with every weapon, but I ain't gonna. I'm just gonna shoot him with the turret battle cannon, and the rest of it I'm not gonna bother with, because the narrative guy in my head cannot quite imagine how precisely, aside from doing like a handbrake turn on the spot or something, he's gonna shoot his heavy bolts and his las cannon at this guy here, past these two tanks and everything. So basically, to cut a very long story short, I'm shooting the battle cannon at him, and that's it. Okay, 5, 6, 7. 7 shots for the battle cannon, hitting on 2s, actually 3s, because he is degraded.
As well.
Oh yeah. Right, doesn't get to... Wait. No, being degraded is not like having a -1 modifier, so I can reroll the 3 and the 2. Because of Vengeance for, well, Lost Relic of Cadia, so that's, yeah. Actually, I didn't need to reroll the 3. What was I doing? He's got a ballistic skill of 2+ to start with. I thought he was a regular tank commander for some reason. No. Alright, now winning on Strength 8 2s. Reroll that. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. At -2. He's yes. That was I did say off camera I was trying to be sportsmanlike, but at the end of the day, there's nothing much sportsmanlike about firing a battle cannon from Pask at an Exalted Champion. So with that North Korean style execution out of the way,
controversial.
That's yeah. I didn't have an anti-aircraft gun. I had to improvise. That's how they can't do it. Yeah, I can't. Well, I suppose Bert's the exception, but I can't send in a character to duel you because they'll just get horribly killed. It's a miracle Lasky's still alive. Anyway, so that's everything I've got. That's all the shooting I can do, and I'm not doing any charges. In fact, the only thing that would be worth charging is Bert, and he fell back this turn, so he can't. So there you go. That's got turn 3 over. That was a weird one. We should tally up the objectives. Alright, after some quick mental maths, we've determined that the score is currently 9-7, including my Slay the Warlord I got there on the Dark Apostle. So Black Legion's still in the lead as we head into turn 4. And, right, okay, let's do this. Alright, it's the Black Legion turn 4 movement phase over and done with. The objective for this round, the active objective, is number 2 in the middle right here, which is currently controlled by the cultists, so that's more good news for the Black Legion. These cultists have charged up this way. I'm probably going to lock up one of my tanks, one or more of my tanks, this turn with a charge. That's what they're looking to do anyway. These cultists in the middle have also kind of daisy-chained out here a bit, basically in an attempt to slow me down from actually getting any soldiers onto Objective 2, which is a wise move indeed. Obviously, I can't fit one of my tanks through this little archway in the front of the building, so I can't get in that way. I've got to go in round here. Meanwhile, this Chaos Lord has more or less stayed put. We were considering moving and trying to charge that tank, but it would have been like a 12-inch charge, so probably not worth trying. And the Rhino has managed to stay within 3 inches of Objective 5, but has poked around the corner just enough to take some pot shots and stuff as well. So, take some pot shots and also block off that entrance to work towards Objective 5 as well. So, that's what's happened. There's no real psychic phase because no psych is left on the board. So shooting now. I think it's the cultists against guardsmen, right?
Yep. So, Flamer, this one here, this is the Flamer wrong. obviously they're using. I don't know.
We've got all the good flavors. You've definitely not.
We've got a candle wick and some wax. That's how it goes. Right. So, Prince of Wind,
Okay.
and then I'll do the rest. Within 12.
Okay. 1/5 up flak armor save, which I do make.
Of course you do.
Sorry.
That's right. That's right. One. Yeah. So all in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Auto pistols fired as well and did nothing. They got some wounds, but I passed the saves, and I'm not entirely sure how. But hey, flak armor for the win. Now it's these cultists against that lot.
From.
Okay. Slightly better this time. And
2.
2. Okay. 2 flak armor saves. I passed 1, fail 1.
And then there's a storm bolter from the. Right, sorry. Oh dear. Combi bolter.
Combi bolter.
Same squad.
You're no loyalist. Alright. And
Yeah, 1 wound.
1 wound. Flak armor. No. Right. It was against these guys, yes?
That one, yeah.
Okay. Die then. Actually, no, I'll get rid of you because your paint job's not as good. Alright, these cultists, charge phase, are charging this unit of infantry here and both these tanks. I've already done the Overwatch and I killed 1 cultist and that's it.
Because you didn't have a t-shirt.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, we fired 2 tanks worth of stuff at them and the infantry squad, and that's basically all it did. Amazingly, just couldn't get any hits. So, now the charge roll itself, let's see how much stuff you can lock up.
Nope.
So 5, so some of it. Yeah, both the tanks it looks like, which is, to be fair, the most important thing, so. You're not only locking
but
them
then
up.
I can
Yeah.
pile in as well.
Yep.
So I could pile into that.
That's true. So you've locked them up now in close combat, and you can pile into the guardsmen, and you've basically made a barrier between me and advancing towards any objectives with these vehicles. So,
yes.
Good tactical play there, as a certain YouTuber would say.
And in fact, they're cultists and they haven't got Lord near them. That's very good thinking.
Yeah, they showed some serious initiative there, didn't
I've got crayon. What can I do?
Well, to summarise that fight phase in its entirety, because an awful lot of dice rolling happened for very little effect, the cultists attacked the guardsman and the tank, and they killed 1 guardsman. One of them managed to get a spiky club and brain one of the guardsmen with it. Meanwhile, the guardsman fought back and killed 1 cultist, and no damage was done to either of the tanks.
So basically, it was handbags at dawn.
It really was, actually. It was. Never has, in the field of human conflict, so many dice been rolled for so few bloody results. So, yeah, close combat the guard and cultist way. It's amazing. Thrilling, gripping, riveting stuff here in the bottom of turn 4 for the Black Legion. I think we've got some morale to do. These guardsmen lost a guy, so 5, 6, they're fine.
Fine.
The fight continues, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, it's guard turn 4, end of the movement phase, and this is what it looks like. I've managed to unpick this mess for the most part. Got the Exterminator and Pask here out of combat, just about. They won't be shooting, but they're out of combat. These guardsmen have stayed locked in combat with these cultists because there's an order I can use in the shooting phase called Fix Bayonets, I think it's called, and basically lets me punch people in the shooting phase, which is nice. These guardsmen have stayed put. I want to shoot these ones and see how many I can kill. This tank here has remained stationary, but has got a new mission. Bert's new mission is to try and kill that rhino. So he's sort of stomped off in the general direction of that rhino. Hopefully he'll make his charge. If he needs to, might try and shoot the rhino with this tank. So, meanwhile, elsewhere, this tank has remained stationary on its objective. Meltherman has stayed stationary on his objective. The other tank commander's moved 3 inches forward, and this one has caught up with them. So we've got a little convoy going on at the back there, and the commander will be shooting at the Chaos Lord. This back tank, it moved in advance, so I ain't going to be doing any shooting. So that's my movement. on to the shooting phase, and I think I'll start with some bayonet action here in the middle with these cultists. Okay, fix bayonets, men. That's the order. I get to fight as if it were the fight phase with this unit, which I think includes piling in, because it does say fight as if it were the fight phase, and fighting, technically, if you want to put that in air quotes, does include the pile in process and everything. So that's what they're doing. 9 attacks from the guardsman and the sergeant, hitting on 4s. Okay, and wounding on 4s. So 4 wounds on the cultists. T-shirt saves. No. Okay, this squad of guardsmen here is shooting at the cultists. First rank fire, second rank fire is in effect. So we've got 29 shots here, re-rolling 1s because we didn't move. Okay, after re-rolls, that's that many hits. Now to wound on 4+ again. 14 saves to make, 14 t-shirt saves. And that is all of the cultists gone. So they're no longer grabbing objective 2. I won't be able to get my grubby mitts on it this turn, but at least the Black Legion won't be getting any points for it either. So that's the end of my shooting phase. Actually, no, it's not. I've still got this tank here and that tank there. Thanks. Still got a couple of tanks to go. Right. Okay, this tank is going to shoot at the Rhino. Heavy bolts to start with, hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s. There's a 1. Okay. 3 hits, wounding on 5s. No wounds at all. Heavy flame is out of range. That leaves us with the battle cannon. And I'm going to have Pask order him to order him to pound them to dust, which is the Cadian tank order that I consistently seem to, can't speak English today apparently, consistently seem to forget that I actually have, so I can re-roll these shot dice for the battle cannon if I need to, so I don't need to though, that 10 is perfectly fine. Alright, 10 battle cannon shots hit, non-4s, re-rolling 1s. There's a 1. Okay, and these are strength 8 against toughness 7. So I've killed Bert. Oh no. 3s to wound. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds at -2. So 5 ups.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, he's toast. He only had 5 wounds left as it was.
Maybe, go on. No.
No explosions in Bert's face. Alright, this final tank now shooting at the Chaos Lord in Terminator armour. Both the heavy flames are out of range, but the heavy stubber, battle cannon and heavy bolter are not. So, now he did move, so these heavy bolters will hit on 4+. Okay, well, that's cheeky, but I'll take it. Then they'll wound on 3+. Alright, 1 wound.
Fine.
You. Bang on the 3+ you needed. Heavy stubber. That is 2 hits. And 1 wound.
Fine.
Jolly good. And now the battle cannon. 2d6 shots, I only moved 3 inches out of my possible 7, so 9. Alright, 9 battle cannon shots at that Chaos Lord. Hitting on 3s. Okay. Not bad. Wounded on 2s, because it's strength 8. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wounds at AP -2, so 4 up, I think, isn't it?
Yeah. How many was it? 6?
Yeah. Ouch. That's just not good at all. Alright. 4d3. It's not a guaranteed kill.
He's got 6 wounds.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's still alive on 1 wound. He took a battle cannon shell in the face and lived. That's impressive. Alright. That really is the end of my shooting phase now. So, yeah. Charging. Charging. Well, I was going to charge the Rhino with Bert, but since there's no longer a Rhino, I guess he'll just be like, "Oh, Rhino's toast, sir. I better go back the other way." So he's going to try and charge these cultists. Okay, he needs a 7 to get in there. He doesn't make it with that, though, so no, I think he's just momentarily confused.
Do you want to roll?
No, I'll let it stand, simply because narratively Ogren bodyguards are not known for their taking things on their own initiative. He's been ordered to destroy the Rhino. The Rhino's now destroyed, and I think he's just going to stand there a little bit confused for a while until someone tells him to do something else. So, right, so fight phase then. It'll be this lot going around again with another 9 attacks, I think. Right, another 9 attacks on the cultists. Fix bayonets, boys. Okay, that's not very good actually. That is 3 hits, winning on 4s, 1 wound, which you pass with your t-shirt save. Alright, no cultists killed in that round of fighting. Now the cultists get to strike back.
Grr.
Spiky clubs at the ready. Okay. That's pretty
slightly
good.
better than you.
Yeah, apparently. We need to send these guys back again to do some more bayonet drill if they survive this.
4.
Alright, 4 flak armor saves. None of them manage it, so 4 dead guardsmen. Well, that brings us to the morale phase, and 1 additional cultist has run away with a very unlucky roll of a 6. And now these guardsmen, they lost 4. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That will just about work because the sergeant's still alive and the regimental banner is nearby, giving him +1 leadership. So that matches leadership of 8. So they stay, all 3 of them. Alright, Black Legion turn 5. It's a little bit of a summary of the movement and shooting, because the movement consisted entirely of the Chaos Lord falling back behind this crate here to get out of the way of the Lehman Rust, because we rolled the dice and the active objective for this turn is that one. So, he definitely wants to keep that one. Well, if you want to maintain the lead, and the game might end at the end of this turn, so... the only other thing that's happened is we went into the shooting phase, and these cultists shot their auto pistols at the 3 guardsmen they're engaged in combat with still and didn't kill anything. So, fight phase now.
Fight phase. Move this one.
Cultists doing their thing. And we got, out of
3.
that, 3 wounds. Well, that's how many guardsmen there are, so 5 up flak armour. No, all 3 of them are dead. Alright, and after the consolidation, they've managed to consolidate into this squad up here, and into Pask. So Pask, once again, will not be shooting in my turn. And that's the end of the turn for Chaos. Right, turn 5 guard then. Alright folks, it's the end of the guard movement phase. This is what the things that have moved now. That's definitely English. Bert has moved over in this direction. It occurred to me after I did that I probably should have moved him in that direction to go grab the objective in there, but I didn't realise at the time, and frankly, Bert's not that clever, so I figured. It's narrative, it's fine. I've sent this tank up here instead. It won't get there this turn. I'm out of range to be able to give it the full throttle order, annoyingly, so but that'll have to do. For now, Pask has shuffled back out of combat with the cultists. This tank here is stayed stationary, and these guys have daisy chained around here to get within 3 inches of the centre of objective 2, just after falling out of combat with the cultists there, and the command squad's honestly just sort of forming up ready to charge, really, actually. Up here, these 2 tanks have shuffled forward as well. Only the tank at the front can actually see the Chaos Lord. I've moved 3 inches to ensure that I can fire the main gun twice. If I don't, then... if I don't kill the Chaos Lord, then that's another 2 points for Black Legion there. So I really do need to get rid of him. So hopefully we won't whiff. Alright, that's the lot really. This tank has remained stationary. Melter Dude over there has remained on his objective as well. So now it's just a question of try and get rid of these cultists in the shooting phase, and try and get rid of the Chaos Lord. Okay, the Cultists are dead. This tank opened fire on them, and yeah, they were toast. They got heavy flame and bolt gunned and battle cannoned and all the rest of it. They didn't stand a chance. So now it comes over here to this little shooting contest between the Chaos Lord and the Leman Russ tank. So it's got one heavy bolter. Okay, it did move, so I can't reroll the ones, and it hits on 4s after moving as well. So one hit. It is a wound, -1.
Right.
Passes it. And now the battle cannon. And I'm going to order myself to pan them to dust. So don't need to though. Every time I say I'm going to pan them to dust, I don't need to. Alright, 11 shots from the battle cannon on the tank commander at the Chaos Lord. These will hit on 3s. Interesting. Okay. And then this is strength 8, so it will wound on 2s. Very angry dogs outside, or very happy dogs, one of the two. So that is 5 wounds at -2. So you got 5 4-ups. If you pass all these, he lives.
Nope.
No, he's gone.
And that's
Right.
it.
That's it. That's the Black Legion tabled effectively, but technically it's not the end of the game because of the new rules. Alright, having said that the game doesn't technically end, it effectively is. The score's now 13-10 in favour of the Astra Militarum. Cadia has stood and won the day against their arch enemies, the Black Legion. Taking out that Chaos Lord at the end finally sealed the deal, although had he survived, it still would have been 13-12 to the Imperial Guard. So yeah, it was kind of in the bag, and I just didn't realise because we hadn't bothered to add up the points. But hey, well folks, that was a really close game, a surprisingly close game. When I saw the initial matchup, I saw all my tanks versus the Chaos Marines, who, let's be honest, at the moment are not faring the greatest ever since Chapter Approved and everything. I wasn't sure how that one was going to turn out, but it was a hell of a lot closer than I thought it would be. But yeah, so on one note, my character's survived by a whisker, well, with the exception of the poor Commissar. He's toast, but Lasky survived and got patched up by the medic, but did Burt things, and yeah, I really enjoyed that. Cheery, thanks an awful lot, mate.
Yeah, it's good. It was a good game. Yeah. You amazing rolls with your flamers. I can't believe
that they were kind of disgusting, weren't they? I had a lot of, I say a lot of, I think pretty much all my flamer rolls in the game were really high, and also my flak armor saves were really jammy at points as well. I think there was one occasion where I made like 3 out of 4 5+ flak armor saves. If that keeps up, I'm going to drive people bloody mad when I start playing Death Guard with all the 5+ feel no pains. But yeah, I forgot to use basically all of my stratagems. I never used Vengeance for Cadia in the end.
I don't think you really needed it.
I don't think I did.
I mean, if my predators actually hit true, then that might be a different story for you.
Yeah.
Your tanks are still running around all right. Yeah, it's just one of those things, isn't it?
Yep. I even forgot that Pan Them to Dust was a tank all the Cadians have for the first half of the game, so I'm really quite rusty. It's been a while since I played with the Guard, like at least a month and a half, so. But it's all good. I'm sure the comments will let me know the really bad screw-ups. But there you are. That's the first Maelstrom of War game I've played since Chapter Approved came out, and I'm not Maelstrom of War, sorry, Eternal War game I played. It was really quite good. I like Eternal War, especially now that you've got the whole what's it called? Acceptable casualties rules. So tabling doesn't equal a win automatically now. And you played the objectives really well as well. I just kind of sat in my corner shooting things, whereas you actually actively got out there and capped the important objectives. I don't think I got the actual active objective even once the entire game. So, so well played, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks an awful lot for coming down with your Black Legion. I've been wanting to play them for ages. So,
No problem.
all right. Well, thanks very much for watching, everybody. Terrain and stuff, I should do shout outs for that. The battle mat is from urbanmats.com. GWterrain.com. That's GW Terrain. The trench bits, people do ask me about those quite frequently. They're from Red Dragon Wargaming. And these big buildings here, they're from GameMat.eu. And I think that's the lot, yeah. Alright, thanks very much for watching, everybody, and I'll catch you next time.